Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Jana Talk podcast. Today we have special questions episode with my guest you might see last Sunday, Rebecca Hanscombe, who is founder and director of School of Ecstatic Movement. She's also shamanic practitioner. She focuses on helping people to release stored emotions, to reconnect to inner self, and also to restore sense of freedom and to feel more alive. She has been doing it for 28 years. I also had the pleasure to saw her seminars and events, and it's really unique and awesome. So if you haven't seen last week's episode, definitely watch it because we spoke about stored emotions and much, much more. And today we will speak about the special question. So welcome, Rebecca. Welcome to Jana Talk podcast again. Hello. So, Rebecca, my first question would be not about stress, but about joy. What brings you the biggest joy in your life?
That is a good question, actually. I think my biggest joy is actually I love teaching and facilitating. It's just one of those things that really gives me a lot of pleasure and creating these safe spaces for people to be, for transformation to happen. It's just my happy place. I've got a few other happy places as well. I love movement myself. I love going out for walks in nature. I love being by the sea. I love being in the forest. I'm like really quite a nature girl. I like to be barefoot somewhere if I can, and eating good food, and I think, yeah, I like the whole sensory experience of being in beauty and creating beautiful spaces.
Oh, that's lovely. You mentioned so many nice things of what does bring you joy. Thank you for sharing that. How does your daily routine look like? For example, morning when you wake up.
Yeah, so generally this is what I would do in the morning. I often get up around 6 o'clock in the morning at my time, and then I go downstairs. I have like a pint of turmeric and lemon water, and then I come and do some exercise. And for many, many years now, I have been practicing Kundalini yoga. I mean, I've been practicing yoga actually since I was 17 years old. And honestly, in 1987, there was only one book on yoga that I think in the whole world. It's gone like, pooh! And I don't even think that there was a place to do yoga in London. It might have been open at that time in London. Yeah, so I've had a yogic practice for many years because I just like I don't necessarily do classes or join other people, but I've got practices that I do every day, and these last it's got to be at least 20 years now. I do Kundalini yoga, so it's a lot of movement, repetitive movement, but also the breath is really involved in that, and it's about for me, Kundalini yoga is about really strengthening the body, obviously all the muscles, and making more flexibility. I'm not, considering how long I've been doing it forever, I'm not even that flexible. Like, considering I've been doing yoga for I don't know how many years, I'm not a naturally flexible person, so I need that kind of stretch in the morning. I create that space definitely once a month, but I also I have a really amazing friend who I, she was one of my first teachers at the teacher training, and she runs a class close to me, so I can go and drop into her class. And then I've just got back into making smoothies again. So I have a smoothie in the morning that has got all sorts of wonderful things in it: mushrooms, spirulina, green stuff, essential fatty acids. Yeah, so I like to give myself a nice smoothie in the morning that's just filled up with good, yeah, with some good superfoods, basically. So, yeah, so that is like kind of my morning session, and then I go to work, and like I'm working very hard all day without much of a break, to be honest, because it's very full on, the job that I'm doing, and but I love it. So, and then in the evening, I generally either my husband cooks something delicious. My daughter's a really good cook too, so she cooks something delicious, or I cook. And then often I have like one-to-one sessions, or things going on in the evening just online. And I take my dog out generally twice a day for a little walk as well. So he'll be a morning walk, and then now it's got light again, it'll be an after work walk. He is he's a cross between a border terrier and a Jack Russell. So he's really cute. So that's kind of my day for myself. But like, I have an amazing husband. We've been married 5 years, but we've been together for 10 years, and I don't know, 11 years, I think. And I have a daughter who is going to be 19 next week. And she's just kind of started work and stuff, thank goodness. So it's quite, yeah, and she has her partner around a lot of the time. So it's quite it's a very full life that I have. And I like to keep quite active though. If ever there's a time when I'm not like doing some exercise, doing some Kundalini yoga, doing some dancing, as soon as I stop, if I go off for a couple of weeks or something, and I'm really stuck in something, and I don't do any movement, I feel so rubbish after a couple of weeks. It's just like, the whole mood comes down, the energy levels come down. So it's the one thing, my like morning practice, that's the most important thing, really.
Maybe it also is cleansing energy. What do you think about it when you do these exercises and it calms them? For example, me, when I do exercises in the morning, it calms my mind down. And for you, I have a feeling that it has some kind of cleansing process, because in last episode, what you mentioned, that you are helping women and also sexual abuse, so quite hard and difficult topics, very deep ones. So one of my questions, which I saved for today's episode, is how do you cleanse your energy?
Over the years, I've done lots of different things, but walking, just going out for a walk, is amazing. Like when I was a lot younger, when I was working in prisons and stuff, I would literally, at the end of the day, I'd pull the energy off me, like energetically, because that was really important. But I think these days, like going for a walk, having just like having a laugh with someone, like it's so important. Laughter is so important to me. So I have amazing work colleagues that I work with that are just like, we have a proper giggle. Like we all work really hard, and it's all quite like chaotic, but actually we just like, we have a good, strong work environment where we all support each other. So that's really important. I've got some amazing friends and people that I can just talk to as well. So I think that's really important. And then but if I feel like energy is really getting stuck on me, which it does happen sometimes, I use this energetic system of, instead of trying to push it away, I draw it into me, and I imagine that I have like a toroidal vortex at the center. So like, I imagine that I've got like a plug hole going down my body. That's probably the best way. and I just put everything down the center of my body. So it just goes down into the earth or up into the universe. And this energy, instead of trying to push it away and resist it, I bring it in and circulate it through me. So I breathe all the energy that I'm feeling into my body, really feel it. And then I imagine it just like twisting down into the ground. And that to me is just a really good way. And the other thing that I do a lot is like literally put my feet on the earth or in the water. To me, that's just like, oh, I need that. And I've got, like I've had for the last 16 years, something called a grounding sheet, which is actually a sheet that fits on your bed. And it connects, they're really amazing. It connects to the earth frequency in your plug socket. And it's like you're sleeping on the earth every night. Like, so you get all that good energy. And that when I got that, because I used to be someone who couldn't sleep very well. I mean, I still have a little bit of trouble getting off to sleep, but I'd be like sleeping really late, and then I'd get up at like freaking 5 o'clock every morning. Like, I just, yeah. Which was good. I got a lot done, but actually, it was because I just found it really difficult to speak. And when I got the grounding sheet, I was like, oh, I can just sleep. I can sleep for longer. So these grounding sheets are amazing. So that has transformed my life. So I think like a combination of those things, and because I'm so used to working with people with different situations going on, it doesn't, I still have, I have massive compassion, and I can really be with people in their situation, but I don't take it on myself. And I think part of that reason is because I've dealt with my own traumas, I've done all the work on myself. And so when people they have different things going on, it doesn't stick to me. It doesn't trigger different points in myself,
Yeah.
And there's an amazing poem. Do you know, it's part of her book by Arroya Mountain Dreamer, and she talks about like, what can you sit with pain, mine or your own, and like not go to fix it or something like that. Fix it, not move to fix it, but just sit with it. And so I feel like probably when I first started working with people, often I wanted to try and help them to try and fix things, but now I'm just able to sit with it and allow them to find their own way to deal with it. And so when you're just able to do that, it doesn't stick, it doesn't trigger me.
Well, this is quite deep lesson you learned in your life when helping to people. I think this is really great, and it helps people to be themselves actually the way you do it, because they need to they need to empower themselves
and support them to their own empowerment, because nothing is ever we're all here to experience what we're here to experience, and some of us want a lot of experience and some of us just want a little bit of experience, and that's great. But like, it's only I found out this word a couple of years ago, and I'd never heard it before, and I was like, that's me. There's a word called phenomenologist, which means that you learn through experience. So everything that you learn in your life, you learn through your own personal experience. So I've had, some of the most amazing experiences high, 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 and some of the lowest devastating experiences, but they're all
Mm-hmm.
experiences, and the only way to fully get the learning from that experience is to do it yourself, whatever it is. But it's like at the end of the day, it's each individual, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Rebecca, do you have any message you would like to share with anyone who is watching or listening to today's episode?
Mm. How your body feels from the inside instead of like looking at it from the outside and just judging and comparing and having to adorn it it's good to look good, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do
Mm-hmm.
those things, but like spend a little bit more time feeling your body from the inside than worrying what it looks like on the outside. Beautiful, Jana. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you very much that you joined. Thank you for your time and valuable tips for both episodes. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in your sessions and also in the future in some other new episode. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time, for watching Jana Talk podcast and following it. If you know about anyone who might need a little encouragement, feel free to share this episode. I believe that you also enjoyed it the same as me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next Sunday, next week. Have a wonderful evening and the whole week. Take care. Bye bye.